Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today let's take a closer look at a NOMOS, or something that looks a lot like one. I'm holding in my hand right now a Feice FM 201. To most people, it's a dead ringer of a NOMOS 164 with a white dial and blued hands. But it is something different, as you probably can tell. And the story goes like this. A friend of mine always knew that I was fascinated by NOMOS, the brand's history and their technology and everything, but never got around to owning one myself. So he was kind enough to actually gift this watch to me on a special occasion, knowing that I've always wanted something along the lines of a Bauhaus design like a NOMOS. But he wasn't the richest guy in the world, and I have no issues with that. And I'm really grateful that he was so kind to give this watch to me. And I actually like it. I like it a lot. And what he didn't know actually at the time was that I actually just recently acquired a 164 or something very close to it, a NOMOS on the side. So even after owning the NOMOS, I still can say that this Feice here is something different, and for good reasons. So let's take a closer look at the piece together. Now, in terms of dimension, this one is pretty much identical to the 164. It has a 38mm case, side to side without the crown. And in terms of thickness, it's quite a bit thicker at 10mm, and as you can see, the movement is different inside, which we'll get to later. And the lug to lug here is 20mm. The watch comes on a flat sapphire crystal without AR coating on either side, so you do get that glare under the sun when you're outdoors or even in an office. But I'm fine with it, and that's how NOMOS is done it too. And these Bauhaus watches are kind of notorious for having that kind of shine and sparkle to them, and that's part of the charm. I see no issues with it. And the FM 201, as the NOMOS, has the blued hands, so the second, minute, and hour hand are all blued, even though this is not heat blued as the NOMOS is. This watch is also 30 meters water resistant, which is no surprise when it comes to these types of dress watches. So don't take it for a dive for sure, but it's good for everyday sort of rain and a little bit of sprinkle, splash of water under the tap. Let's talk about the strap here. This is a blue, well actually a black leather strap, real supple here. Let's take a look. You can see that it's really flexible, really nice and soft and supple. It took no time to break in at all for me, which is really nice. This is, I would say, something that's better than the standard Seiko straps that came on there, $300-400, you know, SARB or other the cocktail series watches. It's nice, it's easy, it's soft. And we see here the buckle, which I think is one of the highlights of the watch. Is superbly done. As you can see, all the polished and brushed surfaces. It gives the watch a real sparkle there under the light. And it's also signed Feice watches here at the top, as you can see. Yeah, the strap and the buckle are superbly done, and I think really makes the watch a joy to wear on most occasions. Now if you flip the watch over and take a look at the display case back, so this watch comes on I believe a Seagull automatic winding movement, 20 joules, I believe beating at 21,600 beats per hour. Sorry about that. Yeah, so it's the standard Chinese Seagull movement. Was come to know about these movements is that they're not costly to produce. They are robust workhorses that don't break down that easily. And as you can see, it's actually very well decorated as well. This movement actually is hand windable, so you can wind it up like this, but it is not hackable. So this one, the second hand does not stop as you try to set the time. If you were to pull it out like so, the second hand right here keeps on going. So it's not hackable, but it is hand windable. So that's pretty much it about this little Feice FM201. Now, some people probably wonder, how does it stack up with the actual NOMOS? So what I have on my right hand here is, well, it's close to a NOMOS 164. It's one of the limited editions in collaboration with the Amsterdam jewelers, the Ace jewelers, I believe. So the colorway is unique, but otherwise, case size, everything else is pretty much identical to a 164 with a 38mm case size, and thickness. Let's take a look. Yeah, as you can see, the NOMOS measures in about 6.8 mil thick, I believe, versus the Feice, which is about 10 mils thick. So in terms of thickness, it's quite different, but also that's to be expected in some sense, given that the Feice is an automatic movement versus the NOMOS, which is manual wind. But even if we compare it to the Neomatic line, which is the automatic version of the NOMOS, that one clocks in at 7.2 mil compared to the 10 mil of the Feice here, which is still considerably thinner than the Feice, but that one costs like 10 times more. Another thing to note between the NOMOS and the Feice is that their strap size is actually different. The Feice actually sports a 20 mil leather strap, so the lug to lug is 20 mil instead of on the NOMOS, which is a 19. So when it comes to changing straps and sort of customizing your style, the Feice actually is a bit more versatile than the NOMOS, given that 20 mil lug to lug is a more versatile size and it supports lots of strap options compared to the odd number, which is a 19, a 17, or a 21. So, and also you can see the Feice here on the back, that is a quick release strap. So you're free to swap it out to anything you like, any time of the day. And the Wild Dog is really versatile when it comes to strap colors. So you can pair it with a blue, a black, brown, even a red, if you like. So that's one plus I would give the Feice, that it has a 20 mil lug to lug, which makes changing straps, finding your favorite straps a lot easier compared to the NOMOS. But I do have to note that, of course, the NOMOS comes on the Horween shell cordovan strap, which is really, really superbly done and one of the highest quality leather straps out there, given the price. Yeah, I put it on a deploying clasp, which is not standard, but yeah, so that's one thing that I have to note about the NOMOS. Even though the leather strap on the Feice is really nice, but it's no comparison compared to the Horween cordovan for sure. It's just different standard. It's good for the price, but it's not going to be the Horween for sure on the NOMOS. Now, when it comes down to the movement of these two watches, that's where it really sets the two apart. So, like I said before, the Feice has the Seagull 20 joules automatic movement, whereas the NOMOS comes on the, I'm not sure if you can see here, the lighting is a bit off, the NOMOS Alpha movement. That's their in-house manual wind movement based on the, well, I believe it's the ETA 7001. But they modify it so much over the years that it's pretty much their own movements now. So you can see the stripings on them. There's the glacial stripes on them, which is really nicely done, and it's even better in person than what you're seeing here on the video. Well, not to say that the seagull is not well decorated. It is for what it is, but it is, you know, still the alpha movement still puts the seagull to shame for sure. When it comes to technology, when it comes to finishing, yeah, there is no comparison there. But it is fairly accurate. The Feice is not, well, it's not hackable, so I can't really time it to the second. But I didn't have to set the time for the couple of days that I've been wearing it. So for whatever it is worth, I think it's still a solid movement inside. When it comes to the price for these two watches, that's where I think it matters to most of the consumers out there. They are both great watches of very similar design. The NOMOS here on the right hand side, if we're looking at a regular 164 with the wide dial and blue hands, that one cost a little bit over 2,000 US dollars. And if we think about the pneumatic, the automatic version, that one cost almost $3,500, brand new, on NOMOS website. And if we look at the Feice on the left hand here, this little guy cost a little over $150, brand new. And it's just such a bargain for, you know, for people that want that style but doesn't want to kind of break the bank and get a NOMOS and have to be wary about scratching it or bumping it against the door or causing any damage to it. The Feice is a good choice for folks like that. Of course, the Feice copied on the NOMOS, but again, to say that NOMOS, the Tangente has their very unique design, that will be sort of a false statement, given that these Bauhaus design watches has been around since the 1930s and 40s. Unga had their Bauhaus design, which is almost identical to the wide dial NOMOS, even 80 years ago, 90 years ago. And also we know that Showa had their Antia around similar time period that looks a lot like the NOMOS. So the NOMOS definitely took inspiration from those classic designs. So now we have a micro brand that is copying NOMOS designs again. So if you're into the, you know, the overall Bauhaus elements and design of the NOMOS, I think the Feice is a good choice for you. It's a classic design and people want that look, and there's nothing wrong with it. And Feice, I think, has done quite an excellent job sort of using that design and making an affordable timepiece that is, in some way, I think it stands on its own. The watch is actually quite a solid piece. I'm going to put the NOMOS on the side right now. Let's focus on the Feice. It's very solidly built, quite hefty in the hand. I don't think it feels cheap or feels flimsy when I wear it. Yeah, like I said again, this I was quite pleasantly surprised when I got it as a gift, and I honestly think this is one of the best value watches under, you know, $200 to gift to a man or a lady friend in today's market, given that the 38mm is still somewhat of a unisex size that people of either gender can appreciate. To wrap up, a perfectly good watch under $200 to gift a friend that doesn't break the bank, but it's also unique enough that you know, if you don't want to gift a Seiko or a Citizen. Nothing wrong with those brands. They're perfectly good watches, but if you want something unique, if you want your gift to stand out and to be enjoyed by your friend, this is a really, really great choice. I'm gonna put a link down below from Amazon where you can purchase this watch for a little bit over $150, which I think is quite a bargain. And feel free to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.